Okay, hi there, this is Kim Willis, and I've got a video for you today about a great topic. Well, I think it's a great topic anyway, and it's called Why Get Rich Quick Doesn't Work. Now, look, to be honest with you, I was attracted to a Get Rich Quick message many years ago in 2006. I wasn't wanting to get rich quick, but I did want to make some quick money. I needed to. I was kind of desperate, right? I needed to make some money so I could put some food on the table because my traditional business had gone kaput. So I was attracted to an advertisement that suggested that I might be able to make some pretty good money, you know, in the short term. So in a way, this article sort of contradicts my own experience. But whilst it's one thing to have a desire to generate an income quickly, what I've come to learn is that the real money, you know, the bigger money, the sustainable money comes over the long term, over the longer term. And what I've also learned is that not everybody is able, even if they get into a program that has the potential to deliver, you know, good income in the first month or two or three. When I say good income, a full-time type income, you know, 5,000 a month, 10,000 a month, maybe more. As I say, not everybody is able to make it happen in the short term. I was able to make it happen. And I've been able to make it happen. I've been able to replicate my early results in 2006. I made money in my first month. I can't not talk about it because it actually happened. I didn't make a huge amount, but it was better than what most people would earn in a full-time job in a month. And I was doing this thing part-time. I was marketing a bigger ticket product. I made about $9,000 in that first month, and I made even more, quite a lot more, in my second month. I've replicated that kind of result two more times with two other, you know, major programs. So I'm glad I replicated it because I always wondered, well, was it a fluke? You know, that I was able to do so well so quickly. Was it a fluke? And I've developed a method, a system. I've also got a reasonable amount of self-belief. I do suffer from self-doubt as well, like most people. But the facts are, I have made money quickly. Wasn't getting rich, but I was making good money. $9,000 in the very first establishment month, I think most people would say is very good money for a home-based business. Yes, I spent some money on advertising. People say, oh yeah, but you only, you know, you could have spent $9,000 on advertising, and that means I would have, you know, you means you didn't make any money at all. Well, I spent $650 on advertising with that first venture in 2006. So I still ended up with something over $8,000 net. Now, so this is the problem that I have. The problem is that I have done well, but most people don't do well quickly. They don't. It's like higher than 90%, I would say. Don't do well quickly. And that's one of the big things that I've learnt since the early days, is that they can't get those fast results that I'm able to get. And there are various reasons for that. I think the fundamental one is that they just don't have enough belief. But there are other reasons as well. Maybe they don't have know-how. See, I came from a bit of a marketing background. So I already had a skill set and a mindset a marketing-oriented mindset. And that's really important. That's really important. So some people might say I had an unfair advantage. Well, I guess, look, you go with what you've got. We've all got assets, talents and abilities and all the rest of it. And hopefully one or two of those talents align with what is required to make money online quickly. If you don't have any discernible skills that are going to be usable for this type of a venture, what you've got to do is take a longer term approach. You've got to forget about the make money now thing, and you've got to focus on 6 to 12 months, not 6 days to 6 weeks. All right? 6 to 12 months. You just got to do it. Because if you don't, you will have unrealistic expectations, and you will probably start to panic, and you'll get all bitter and twisted. You'll have all sorts of stinking thinking problems, and you'll basically disintegrate. You'll disintegrate mentally and possibly physically. All right. So for most people, I think it's better to relax a little bit, take the pressure off, take a longer term view. 6 to 12 months is what it takes for most people. Now, in the with that original program that I joined, here's what I did. I generated leads by paying for advertising. I also shared it with this opportunity with a few people that I knew, and some of those people got on board. So they were the two. So I had an asset. I had some contacts, not a lot, because I'm not a super social person, but I did have some contacts who respected me. But I also spent money on advertising, and leads would come in as sure as night follows day. Then I would phone the leads. And although I wasn't initially comfortable on the phone, I'm always been more of a face-to-face person, I had to force myself to become good at it. And as it turned out, I kind of took to it like a duck to water once I got over my fear. Okay? And so it took a few weeks to get sort of good at it, but in the last week of that month, or October 2006, that last week, a bit over $9,000 of commissions were dumped into my bank account. Not too bad. I was very excited and relieved, I might add. Relieved. And as I said, the next month was even better. So, so the other thing that I've learned is that most people can't replicate what I did, at least in the short term. Partly because they're just not very effective on the phone. I became effective on the phone, and I picked it up fairly quickly. I remember one guy that I trained, he was hopeless on the phone. Absolutely hopeless. And but I did some intensive training with him, because he was a persistent guy. He said, look, I'll keep doing this until I have a breakthrough. I'm not quitting. And that's a great attitude to have. So with him, it went on for months. No results, no discernible results. But then I tried a couple of different methods with him, and one of them clicked with him. And about a week later, he started to have breakthroughs, and money started to flow, and he started to make some really good money. But it took time, you see. Now, lots of people are never going to be good on the phone. You can, I could train them and train them and train them and train them, and they're still not going to be able to deliver a result. So that's why I started to think about other ways to find customers and clients and people to join our teams, etc., without having to phone leads. And so what I did is I started to develop my brand a year or two after I started that original venture. Because my reasoning was that a brand is something that should have, if it's done properly, should have a long lifespan. And why not build a brand around me? I read a book by a guy called Mike Dillard, Magnetic Sponsoring, and that influenced me. Because he was talking about attraction marketing and building a brand so that you sort of attract people to you. So I started to embrace it. And one of the things that I started to do was I started to create content that I thought people would like. Now, I'm not a great writer or anything like that, but I just wrote in a conversational way, more or less the way I talk, cleaned up the grammar a bit. And I started writing. It's a very strange thing to do, I know, for most people, but I started to do it, and I'd create one little piece of content a week. And then over time, I started to realize that I quite enjoyed it. It gave a vent to my previously unsatisfied creative urges, perhaps, I don't know. And then somebody said to me, why don't you try doing a video, creating some video content and putting it up on YouTube, because that will also build your brand. And I said, no way. I'm fairly shy, and there's no way I'm getting in front of a camera for anybody. I'm not going to do it. So my friend, yeah, he was disappointed with my response. He thought I was a bit of a wimp, and yeah, he was right. I was a wimp, but it was just a bridge too far for me. Okay, but over the next, I don't know, 6 months or something like that, I was thinking about what he said, and I took notice of other people that were using video, and people were raving about how good it is as far as from an impact point of view. They have great ability to influence people. So I ended up biting the bullet, and I got this little video cam thing and put it on a tripod, and I had a topic. I can't even remember what it was. It was many years ago, and I didn't read from a script, but I did prepare some bullet points, right? And I more or less memorized those bullet points. There might have been 4 bullet points or something like that. And I just sort of had the bullet points on the floor, and I stood up and I started to click the go button, the start button on the camera, and I started to talk. I had to shoot it about 3 or 4 times before it sounded half decent. The first couple of attempts, I forgot what the bullet points were, and I had to keep looking at the floor where my notes were. But I think by about the 4th attempt, it was okay. Not great, not brilliant, but okay, good enough. All right. And above all, it was authentic, and it was just me talking straight to a camera. What other people have done who have an issue talking to a camera is that they've recorded a PowerPoint presentation, so they're not seen on the camera. They're just doing the voiceover, right? And they're just reading the PowerPoint slides. So they'll create a PowerPoint presentation. It might be, I don't know, could be 10 pages, right? 10 slides, PowerPoint slides. And they just read the slides. It might only be a 2-minute video, 3-minute video, something like that. Look, we place limits on ourselves, don't we? Because we've never done something before, naturally it feels uncomfortable. But what I've found is that once I started doing some of these things, it started to feel comfortable. And now I can do videos anytime, like I'm doing one now, talking to you, just off the cuff, just authentic. I think I'm authentic. Yeah, it works. It works extremely well. So I am a content creator, and what that has meant for my business is that um, I I don't have to fight for business anymore. People come to me. They want to do business with me. Why? Because they've seen my valuable content beforehand, right? So they're they're not making an inquiry as a cold person anymore. They're now warm, okay? Because my content has educated them and it's warmed them up. It's made them feel better about me. I still use the original strategy as well. I run both of them side by side. I still phone some leads, but vastly fewer than previously. I might phone one a day, whereas previously it was 30 a day and sometimes more. So the benefit mentally, stress-wise, from a lifestyle point of view, enormous. I'm no longer a phone slave. So essentially, as I see it, if you want to be an internet marketer, you want to make money online, you're attracted to the lifestyle benefits that this industry can give you, you've got to decide basically which method you're going to use, or maybe you're going to use both. But you need to sort of probably give preference to one. So if you're the sort of person who is comfortable on the phone and you're happy to phone people once a lead has been generated or purchased, do it. That's how I started. On the other hand, if the thought of doing that fills you with dread, the other option is to build a brand, and I can help you do that just by following my lead. Build a brand by following my lead, and one of the key things that we do is we create content. You're not comfortable about creating content? Get comfortable about it. It ain't hard. You're not going to have people hanging up on you. You're not going to have people telling you you're an idiot for phoning them when you take that approach. Look, if you want the benefits of laptop lifestyle, you want the benefits that flow from internet marketing activities, creating an income online, there are going to be one or two things that you'll need to do that you're not going to be comfortable with. So if you're not comfortable with the idea of creating content, get comfortable. You can learn it. It's not hard. It's not technical. It's not technical. There's a little bit of technical stuff there, but it's not overly technical. Let me be clear about that. Not overly technical. It's great for technophobes. I'm a technophobe. I'm not a technical person. By nature, I'm not. So you've got the choice, and there's no point in me trying to tell you there's some magical method that is just going to rain money down on you without doing one or both of these things. And I truly believe that for most people, building a brand using attraction marketing techniques, creating some regular content, even if you have to borrow some of it from other people and repurpose it for yourself, not stealing content, but you can always give credit to the source anyway, which is what I do. If I use someone else's content, I'll top and tail it with a little bit of copy from me. I'll put a paragraph at the beginning and a paragraph at the end, and I'll give credit with a link for the original source anyway, but it still positions me as being a good guy. All right, so there are lots of ways of creating content, lots of easy ways of doing it, and I'm happy to teach that to you if we do business together. But one way or another, if you want the benefits that I enjoy, laptop lifestyle type benefits, you're going to have to learn a few new things. That's it. There's no other way around it. You're going to have to learn some new things, and what's wrong with that? I would be getting, if I was in your shoes, I'd be getting excited about it, and I would embrace it. Even though you may be a little bit uncomfortable initially, but once you've done, so it's just like riding a bike, learning how to ride a bike, you're uncomfortable. You may even fall off 1 or 2 times. But once you learn to ride it, you wonder what all the fuss was about, and you're thinking how wonderful it all is now. All right, so that's the same thing. So now look, cut to the chase, I've got an article on my blog. There should be a link under the video here. You can have a look at this article, which talks in some depth. It's more like a report, okay? And it really talks in greater detail about what I've spoken to you about on this video today. So have a look at that article, and I think you'll enjoy it. I hope you embrace the concepts that I discuss in this article. I really do. So click on the link under my video and take a look. And I hope that I can influence you to have your own laptop lifestyle thing happening. Even if we don't do business together, if you go off in a different direction, you work with somebody else, that's fine. If you become another success story, another laptop lifestyle success story just like mine, well, that's fantastic. That's fantastic, because you've taken control of your life, and you've written your own paycheck. All right, this is Kim Willis. Bye for now.